Bonjour à vous, bande de beauté. Aujourd'hui, nous allons aborder une affaire absolument odieuse qui s'est passée autour de cruauté animale. Donc si vous avez le cœur sensible, cette vidéo n'est peut-être pas pour vous. Mais d'abord, laissez-moi un peu poser le cadre. Nous avons deux protagonistes. Ici, Hasan Piker, comme affiché à l'écran, plus grand streamer politique du monde, plus grand streamer américain, donc forcément du monde. Et le deuxième protagoniste, c'est Kaya, son chien. Un mastif du Tibet, je crois, quelque chose comme ça. Avant tout ça, laissez-moi aussi présenter un peu notre protagoniste. Hasan Piker, son petit surnom, est connu pour ses positions un peu catastrophiques sur tous les sujets. Bon, se voulant de gauche, forcément il a tort sur quasiment tous les sujets qu'il aborde. Mais certains faits d'armes sont plus intéressants que d'autres. Notamment, il a été accusé d'avoir minimisé les agressions sexuelles perpétrées contre des femmes israéliennes par le Hamas, déclarant publiquement « ça n'a aucune importance si des viols ont été commis le 7 octobre ». La liberté d'expression vaut ce qu'elle vaut, chacun dit ce qu'il veut, mais chacun a aussi le droit d'émettre son propre jugement. Il a notamment collaboré avec Jean-Luc Mélenchon et le Twitch gauchiste, comme on voit ici, notre ami Hasan Piker. Et là, il y a Raz, et je ne sais plus comment s'appelle cette personne, mais c'est normal qu'ils collaborent ensemble, ils ont quasiment les mêmes opinions sur tout. On a un mec, apologie du terrorisme, bon. Si je te dis de gauche, forcément, tu vas me sortir plein de positions, parfois très polémiques, des problèmes d'antisémitisme, de choses comme ça, il les a toutes. Je dirais même que c'est probablement le père fondateur de ce genre d'opinion. Quand je vous dis que c'est un cliché, c'est un cliché. C'est-à-dire que c'est un socialiste. Donc je ne sais pas comment on peut décrire ça en français, si la définition de socialiste française est équivalente à celle américaine. Mais si tu veux, c'est un espèce de communiste qui vit dans un manoir, gagne des millions, se met très très bien, aime se faire passer pour un homme du peuple alors que son oncle tient une chaîne de télévision. D'autres manières d'être un homme du peuple, mais à la limite, s'il veut jouir des bienfaits du capitalisme, il n'y a pas de problème, ça fait plaisir. Puis chacun tient l'opinion qu'il veut. Cependant, j'allais te dire, quand j'ai vu l'interview entre lui et la France Insoumise, je me suis dit, mais ils sont faits pour s'épouser. Quand même, nous intéressons au sort de Kaya, sa chienne, qui s'est fait taser avec un collier électrique, je ne sais pas comment ça s'appelle, mais bon, on va appeler ça un collier électrique, et qui s'est fait taser en plein live parce qu'elle a refusé les 3-8 de Monsieur Hasan Piker. Regardons cette vidéo, let's go.
Oh my God, I hate the left, I hate liberalism, I hate everything that's going on every single day of the goddamn week. I hate my life, I hate streaming, I hate socialism.
Comme on a entendu là, le chien qui jappait, c'était en haut. En fait, le problème, c'est qu'il y a tellement d'occasions où il fait des choses assez limites. Sachez aussi que c'est un menteur notoire. Donc, bon, c'est pas la première fois, ce sera pas sa dernière.
At the moment, so there's probably going to be fewer jokes and goofiness in this, and I think it's because whenever I cover stories around kids or now apparently animals, I don't know, it like takes the wind out of my sails a little bit. So there is that. Please forgive me. So I am quite sure by now that probably the majority of you have seen all of this drama surrounding leftist streamer Hasan Piker. And if you haven't, I am glad for you because it's been weird. And for those of you who don't know Hasan somehow, he is one of the largest streamers on Twitch, known for venerating terrorist groups.
Let's talk about our favorite flags.
Oh, like overall, what my favorite flag? Yeah, Hezbollah. Look it up.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding.
C'est marrant en fait parce qu'il soutient toutes les causes LGBT et en même temps apologie du terrorisme, ces mêmes terroristes qui sûrement écartèleraient les personnes issues de cette communauté. C'est quand même marrant. C'est bien après, quand t'es de gauche, tu peux bouffer à tous les râteliers, dire tout et son contraire. Tu peux aussi ne jamais incarner le monde que tu veux voir. Tu peux te plaindre du capitalisme, être dans le consumérisme le plus gras, le plus crasseux, tu vois. Et en même temps, garder ta virginité, j'ai envie de te dire. C'est ça qui est génial, moi j'adore. Hein.
Encouraging people to be violent.
Let the streets soak in their red capitalist bloods, dude.
And once calling your girl over here an effing crybaby because I said that I don't like having men in female spaces. I hope I can find the clip of that because...
Space where we're told that our opinions don't count because they're not the right kind of opinions, and we're constantly shouted over.
Yeah, look. Now she's the victim. Shut the fuck up, you fucking baby. You bitch-ass baby. You fucking crybaby.
What a pleasant guy, really. No, I am shocked, truly. I am shocked that the internet would gang up on him at any point, given what a lovely little creature he is. Anyway, over the years, Hasan has come under fire for all sorts of things, like being a champagne socialist, living in a I think $3 million house while telling everybody how we need communism or something, venerating terrorist groups like I mentioned.
Je trouve pas que ce soit Paradoxal, hein, c'est comme tous les trucs communistes. Hein. La pauvreté, c'est pour le peuple. Les apparatchiks du parti unique, eux, vont jouir des bienfaits du travail du peuple, sans jamais leur laisser la moindre possibilité de faire de même.
Calling for political violence and just being a general extremist. But lately, our friend Hasan has been in the news for another reason, something that is being dubbed Colorgate, a thing that went so viral even my non-political friends heard about this. They even covered it on Fox News, of all places. I guess now a bunch of boomers know about it too. Don't yell at me in the comments, that's who watches Fox, okay? It's the boomies. I'm pretty sure that Fox is on cable, and I'm not even sure who still has cable. What even is cable? For context, in sort of mid-October, Hasan, while ranting about his hatred for America live on stream, seemed to shock his dog Kaya using a shock collar when she tried to move off her bed. In the video, Kaya cries because being electrocuted hurts as it off her bed. Seemed to shock his dog Kaya using a shock collar when she tried to move off her bed. In the video, Kaya cries because being electrocuted hurts, as it turns out. I'm also not going to show you the full video on its own because I'm actually not sure that this would pass the vibe test as far as YouTube goes.
Pour vous donner un peu plus de contexte, la vidéo, on le voit saisir quelque chose ou appuyer sur quelque chose et ensuite le chien pleure. Alors il a essayé tout ce qui est possible et imaginable, il a dit qu'elle s'est coincée la griffe quelque part. Bon évidemment les détectives d'internet sont sur son dos, à partir de là c'est fini. Je veux dire quand t'es un polémiste à ce niveau-là, plus personne ne te fait confiance, donc les gens sont allés vérifier, il n'y avait absolument rien. Ensuite l'histoire a changé, c'est devenu, ouais elle a un collier mais tout ce qu'il fait c'est vibrer, d'accord. Et ça l'a surpris ou je sais pas quoi, ok. Ensuite... les détectives d'internet n'ont pas lâché l'affaire. Et je crois que XQC et plein d'autres mecs sont allés retrouver le modèle du collier, là. Et ont prouvé que c'était un modèle qui pouvait envoyer des chocs électriques. Okay. Ensuite, Hasan Piker, le lendemain, je crois, ou 2 jours après, a montré le collier en live pour dire qu'il avait enlevé les espèces d'électrodes qui permettaient de choquer et qu'il a gardé que la fonction vibration. Donc tu vois, ça a changé, le récit a changé 1000 fois. Et si, moi je pars du principe que c'est complètement faux, parce que si c'était vrai, il l'aurait montré Day One. Le premier jour où la polémique a commencé, où il y a eu ce moment, il l'aurait montré. Le collier est dit, bah voilà, le collier, il n'y a rien, regardez-le. C'est pas des gens qui se cachent, tu vois, c'est comme les gens qui font à la flottille pour aller à Gaza et qui disent les Israéliens nous ont abusés, nous ont torturés, mais ils ont pas de bleu, tu vois. S'ils avaient la moindre marque, ils l'afficheraient comme ça en 4K sur tous les plateaux de télé. C'est pas des gens qui vont cacher quoi que ce soit. Et lui, c'est un menteur. Je dis, je persiste, et je remontre l'affiliation avec notre Twitch à nous, un peu gauchiste, hein. Il était à notre manifestation, je sais plus c'est laquelle, on en fait tellement. Donc j'ai envie de te dire, t'es plus à ça près. Je sais plus c'est laquelle, hein, honnêtement. Quelqu'un me dira peut-être dans les commentaires, mais je m'en souviens plus. Donc,
really random rules around all sorts of things. I don't want to test it, but more importantly, I also think that if you're like me and you like little animals, watching this will probably bother you a lot. So if you want to watch the clip, go and find it on the internet. It is everywhere. Just warning you ahead of time. People immediately concluded that Hasan has been using the collar to force his dog to stay in place and in shot while he live streams. And soon this situation blew up. Streamers like XQC and Tectone were calling Hasan out. PETA issued a statement slamming shock collars as tools that cause burn wounds, displaced aggression, and...
Moi, ce que j'aime bien, c'est que personne... lui, il a beau sortir sa bouillie propagandiste de Pior pour essayer de masquer la chose, personne l'a cru. On est tous passés à... Ok, t'as un collier qui envoie des chocs électriques. Déjà, c'est bizarre avec ton chien, je comprends pas. Mais surtout, le chien, c'est un prop. J'ai envie de te dire, pour lui, c'est un élément du décor qui fout derrière. Je sais pas si pour gagner du capital sympathie. Parce que bon, c'est un chien, les gens adorent les chiens. En plus, c'est un gros chien. Elle est mignonne comme tout. Donc peut-être c'est ça, hein.
Chronic anxiety. Ethan Klein from H3H3 jumped in saying Hasan was clearly mistreating his dog, and every normal post Hasan made online was flooded with people calling him out, saying that he clearly knew what he was doing to his dog, because for the rest of us normal people, when our pets cry, we immediately want to comfort them because we think they've been hurt. This sort of reminds me of that Netflix documentary, Don't F With Cats. Don't F With Dogs, Hasan. Although I know that's quite common in your culture. Hello kids, Editing Sydney here from the future. I just wanted to make note of the fact, and we're going to talk about this other dog that Hasan owned called Fish in a little bit. We're going to come back to him. But as of today, and I didn't know where to slot this in admittedly, as of today, people are posting a new video and picture.
Ah oui, parce que c'est pas son premier chien d'ailleurs.
Where Fish, Hasan's previous dog, had a cut on its neck, which they believe was the result of wearing a pronged collar. I will show you the video here. I just wanted to make note of it because this is cropped up, and like we're going to talk about in the rest of this video...
C'est vraiment un con, parce que le mec c'est un streamer, c'est-à-dire il stream pendant des heures. Tu fais pas gaffe à ça, c'est vraiment con.
This is a pattern of behavior. What this guy does to dogs is a pattern of behavior. In an effort to appear normal, I guess, Hasan even took his dog to the recent No Kings protest because, I don't know, that's a very normal place to take a dog. A protest? Such good work, Hasan. I also love in these clips in this video that he has given himself one of those like press badge thingies. I don't know what they're called, like a Velcro, I don't know what the name of that is. But he's put on what looks like one of those Kevlar vests with a press thing. What do you... You're not a journalist, bro.
Je pense que c'est plus pour le style. Ça fait stylé. Presse, journaliste.
Bro, no one with a fully functioning frontal lobe thinks this guy's a reporter. No one. And
Mais en même temps, je te dirais, ça marche bien cette espèce de propagande où il trimballe son chien comme si c'était un objet. Parce qu'il y a des gens qui pensent qu'il n'a toujours pas choqué son chien. Choqué. Tasé son chien, frère, comme la Bravem. Il y a plus en rapport avec la police qu'il ne croit. Hein. Une police qu'il déteste.
Crybaby.
Sometimes I feel like Melbourne University just gave me a really expensive receipt. Anyway, Hasan's response to Collargate has been largely to change his story 900 times, but also continually call his dog spoiled and a baby because she reacts poorly to being injured. First, he said that the collar in question only vibrates and that Kaya got her little claw caught on the bed and that's why she cried.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy?
Then he said that this was a far right Israeli.
Écoutez bien, écoutez bien.
Then he said that this was a far right Israeli like psyop or something.
Ce serait pour lui une opération, je vous ai dit, hein, obsédé par la question juive, hein, toute la journée il parle de ça, tout le temps, que toute cette polémique, ça serait dû à l'extrême droite et Israël. Oui, si tu te souviens bien, même dans notre pays, on utilise souvent ça quand on a un problème, c'est l'extrême droite, c'est pas nous. Moi aussi, quand je me cogne le doigt de pied, c'est soit les juifs, soit les musulmans. C'est un des deux. Et souvent, c'est les deux en même temps.
I don't know, this one doesn't make a lot of sense. Then he said that the people pushing this conspiracy were mentally ill.
I know. Can we just move on, please? Because the memes were funny in the first couple of days, but now the only people that still are like actively pushing it are people who are genuinely mentally ill in the way that like anytime my arm moves around or like I unlock the gate or some like I do have a button on my desk for the gate, right? And I unlock the gate, and obviously, if you have a dog, you know this already, when they hear that the gate is unlocked, they perk up. They're like, oh my god, he shocked her again.
Then he said that he didn't even have a shock collar to begin with, and people were clipping things out of context.
And they've moved away from the initial conversation, which was that, like, she didn't even have that collar on to begin with. Kaya, please. And the only reason why I showed the collar was because people were clipping other instances.
And finally, he settled on getting mad, telling everyone that he hates liberals and the left and everyone and everything. Because, I don't know, I guess this is the final stage of getting called out on the internet. Who is to say?
God, I hate the left. I hate liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single day of the goddamn week. I hate my life. I hate streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single person who thinks that the peak of activism is just being the most annoying, holier than thou, the most ultimately woke leftist is.
C'est ce qu'il fait à chaque fois d'ailleurs. Là, ce qu'il aime pas, c'est quand on lui fait les choses qu'il fait. D'accord ? Quand lui, il applique la même méthode, c'est pareil. C'est comme avec les femmes israéliennes ou le commentaire qu'il fait sur les femmes sur Vice. Il leur dit d'arrêter de chialer. Si n'importe qui d'autre fait ça, lui, toute la journée, il va en parler. Hein. Tout le temps. Hein. C'est le modus operandi. Il fait toujours ça. Il parle toujours comme ça. Hein. Donc c'est marrant, 5 minutes, ça. Hein.
You did it. You have unlocked the nihilism within me, okay?
I mean, I, for one, think that this is a very measured and normal response. It is not symptomatic or emblematic of this man probably being mentally ill. Now, look, he is right from the perspective that this has absolutely sent a lot of people into a tailspin of sorts, but I think he's missing the fact that this is because your average, normal, nice person does not like or condone animal abuse.
Non, mais j'irais même plus juste... Pas besoin, simplifie. Tu es un menteur. Donc forcément, tout ce que tu dis après, les gens vont l'épier, vont le disséquer. Mais oui, tu mens depuis le début. C'est quoi cette logique?
Time I see a story about this type of thing on Twitter, without fail, if I retweet it, and I usually retweet it, I will write something about capital punishment for these people because that is a position that I do hold.
C'est dégoûtant,
I
ça.
have big problems with hurting little creatures. This might be some sort of extremist and or frowned upon position that I have taken here, but I
Surtout s'il fait ça en stream. Hein, il tasse son chien en stream. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait quand la caméra elle tourne pas? Ouais, qu'est-ce qu'il fait quand la caméra elle tourne pas?
don't think that doing horrible things to the most innocent on our planet and in our society is very evolved behavior. And I think that people who act like this are usually harboring other awful behavior, not just serial killers, but there's other things to this. Like if you can really harm something that is totally innocent, like an animal, especially little baby animals, it's like there's something seriously wrong with you. But as far as Hasan goes, this whole situation has opened the floodgates to people realizing that this is a pattern of behavior, and he's been doing this for a really long time, not only with his current dog Kaya, but with other dogs he's had as well. Shocking. I know, water is wet. I fully believe that the first clip that set all of this off does show Hasan shocking his dog, and people have gone to great lengths to prove that. Some reached out to the alleged manufacturer of the shock collar who identified that Hasan's collar is the shocking variant.
Lui, franchement, il est pas complètement con. On est à l'âge d'Internet. Il passe sa vie sur Internet et il pense que il dit non et les gens vont se contenter de ça. Ils vont pas mener l'enquête, voir si t'es un putain de mytho. Mec, ils ont même... Je vous ai dit, son chien, je comprends les chiens. Ça dort longtemps, ça fait des trucs, mais lui, son chien, c'est impropre. C'est un élément du décor. Elle peut rien faire, pas sortir, pas bouger. C'est quoi ça?
Others bought it themselves, yada yada yada. But because it's the internet.
Ah là aussi, quand il montre le collier, il le montre pas entièrement, c'est pas facile. On voit qu'il met du scotch aussi à certains endroits. Bon, hein.
The internet is full of internet autists. A bunch of these.
Mais je pense même pas que quand il a montré ça, il s'adressait à ses détracteurs. Je pense juste qu'il s'adressait à sa fanbase. Pour dire, bah voilà, leur donner un argument qu'ils vont pas vérifier puisqu'ils en ont rien à foutre de ça. Et ensuite, ils vont partir avec ça. Et puis ils vont aller sur Internet, aller défendre sa cause, en partant du principe qu'ils ont raison. Mais
seemingly went and watched a ton of Hasan content to find more examples of the animal mistreatment, and it does really build quite a grim picture. And this is really why a ton of people now are suggesting that Hasan uses his pets basically as props during his live streams, forcing them to stay in place for hours at a time. Within about a day of his initial denial, several videos surfaced either from past streams or from the stream in question, showing the same sequence of events. Kaya shifts position, Hasan reaches off scream, then a yelp or alarm, and then compliance. In another resurfaced clip from months earlier, Hasan jokes about how he's teaching her to sit in place for hours and hours and hours on end.
We're using the elevated bed, as you guys can see. And one of the things with the elevated bed is that she has a leash on right now on the elevated bed, so she can't like really get off of it. So she now knows to sit in place for hours and hours on end.
People then dug up another.
Ce qu'il faut comprendre avec lui, c'est que t'as pas besoin de chercher en vrai. Je veux dire, quand tu streams, tu fais tellement d'heures et d'heures et d'heures de contenu, il y a forcément des trucs accablants qui vont sortir, mais lui en plus, comme il se sent tout puissant, il le dit à voix haute, quoi.
Another clip where a woman called Jennifer Welch, I think that's who this is, I'm pretty sure, notes that Kaya's collar is too tight and it's choking her. Hasan's very unconcerned response was that Kaya has a lot of neck meat, as if that changes the fact that her collar was literally choking her slowly.
I love her. I think her collar's too tight.
Yeah, well, it's here we get.
You have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get 1. I think you're choking her.
She's like, it's a lot of neck meat.
There are clips where Kaya so clearly wants to get off the bed and Hasan won't let her, and this is, dude, I don't know, like, I have dogs, I have 2 big dogs. This stuff is just so bizarre to me. This is not training Hasan. This borders into bizarre, weird power dynamic with your dog. I don't know, man. These videos are bizarre. I really don't like watching these. I don't know why, but these ones I think make me more upset than some of the other things that have been floating around. In yet another video, Hasan calls Kaya a well-trained bear and once again forces her to get back onto her bed.
This is a very well-trained bear. Also, look, what do you think this is? What do you think that is? That is a well-trained bear. Okay. Really, like, don't do it! Don't say it! That's where we're at. What is this? Quiet as a mouse. What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
And if you're like, oh no, Sydney, this is just a guy who wants his dog to stay put, I think you're wrong, actually, and I don't think that's what this is. Someone did a time lapse that showed Kaya sitting in the same spot for hours on end and basically being instructed to get back in her bed whenever she got out of it. So I have seen the argument being made that dogs do in fact stay in the same spot for hours at a time, and I will agree with that to the extent that usually that's when they're sleeping, you know, like when they're asleep, when they're not switched on. And I can say this from my own experience. My dogs will often come in and lay on the floor at my feet or off to the side of me when I'm editing or filming or doing whatever. And actually a lot of my clips, I have to edit out the little pitter patter as they come and go in and out of my office. And it's like them staying next to me. Yeah, they'll do that.
Elle peut pas bouger, elle peut rien faire. Il a tasé son chien. Arrêtons de rester dans la spéculation. Il tase son chien. Tac, tac, il électrise. Électrocuté étant, je crois, le fait de mourir. Bon, elle n'est pas morte encore. Peut-être qu'elle rêverait de l'être. Mais qu'elle reste des heures, elle ne peut pas bouger, elle ne peut pas partir.
You know, they want me to give them a cuddle and then they go away, or they want to go and have a drink of water or something. A dog staying in the same spot awake for hours at a time, I don't think is terribly normal. Dude, you are so stinking cute. I just want to squeeze you till you pop. But I won't do that because we're talking about animal abuse, and I don't want to be mean to you by popping you. Okay. Okay, bye. Yeah. Okay, have a nice day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You can go. Bye. And the thing that's so clearly messed up about this is that Hasan thinks that being nice to his dog is spoiling her, and he's repeatedly said this. In one video, he mentions how with some sort of special event that Kaya was allowed to free roam around his house, I guess.
Because a lot of people are saying... Someone's been a bad girl in my absence, by the way, and you can tell because she's like literally crying. She's not used to place because while I was gone, she got to free roam like a cow the entire day. I don't know if she actually got a decent amount of workout this morning or not, but no. Okay, she did go to the park apparently, and she's still being a baby. My haters are causing me to be more reactive to my dog when she's being spoiled, and then train her in the opposite direction, train her into thinking that she can just like get my attention by crying in the background.
I don't like you. And the worst part is, this mistreatment of Kaya actually started when she was just a puppy. In one incident, Hasan puts puppy Kaya in a small enclosure with his bigger dog Fiona, encouraging Fiona to bite Kaya and basically teach her a lesson while he laughs maniacally about how funny it is to watch his little baby dog be scared.
I've seen her. Kaya is really funny when she's scared. Being scared, but it gives me anxiety. Maybe it's me. No, I want her to bite her. What do you mean? That they had to chop it?
Mais qu'est-ce qui va pas avec ce pélo, ouais.
Fiona snaps at her.
Je vous ai dit, il se cache pas, hein. Il se cache pas, il a rien à foutre. Hein. Franchement, c'est dégoûtant.
She'll just go and like run away, run away like a goofball, crying. It's the funniest thing on the planet. She needs to learn. See, see.
The wind, children.
Did you see that? I want you guys to see what happens when she actually gets scared. It's so funny.
I'm not sure what Hasan's dogs are supposed to be learning from this little gladiator session right here, aside from the fact that he will just go ahead and endanger them himself. This will probably shock none of you given my position on, you know, most issues, but I am a big believer that dogs will just figure it out and that they have their own dynamics and their own ways of communicating that obviously humans don't really fully super understand, even if we think we do. And I've been like that basically forever. Like, obviously if dogs are attacking each other and being violent and biting and all that type of thing, yes, for real, get involved and protect your pet. But if they're just kind of working out how to play with each other or whatever, or setting boundaries, I think that's perfectly fine. But with that said, I just couldn't ever see myself laughing or finding it funny that one of my dogs was going after one of my other dogs. This is psychotic. But this does seem to kind of explain why Kaya has apparently attacked other dogs in the past. Dogs are not companions to Hasan. They are props for his content, slaves even. And Hasan thinks that owning a pet is akin to owning a slave for personal consumption. He said so once in a rant, where he was seemingly trying to make a point about the overall immorality of pet ownership. Ah yes, pet ownership is very, very immoral, says the guy who shocks his dog to keep her compliant. Okay. Hasan has also more...
Non, je pense que son... Non, je pense que son raisonnement, c'est pas ça. Son raisonnement, c'est que comme le monde est mauvais, et que le simple fait de posséder, c'est immoral, alors je peux faire ce que je veux. En fait, c'est comme avec son délire avec le capitalisme. Il pense que le capitalisme, c'est mal, qu'il vit dans un système capitaliste. Donc, comme il est obligé de vivre dans ce système, il peut faire tout ce qu'il veut, puisque le mal est déjà installé. Ah, je pense que c'est ça son raisonnement. Comme pour lui, c'est déjà mauvais, le fait qu'il fasse des choses mauvaises, déjà, il ne comprend pas pourquoi les gens lui en veulent, mais surtout, ce n'est pas mauvais puisqu'il est forcé d'habiter dans ce système qui est lui-même mauvais. Donc c'est pour ça qu'on peut lui dire, bah écoute, Hasan, pourquoi tu t'incarnes pas un peu le monde que tu veux voir? Je sais pas, pourquoi tu finances pas des coopératives de salariés, ou je sais pas quoi, où les salariés détiennent l'entreprise pour montrer que ton système fonctionne, ou quelque chose comme ça, pourquoi tu fais pas ça? Voilà, tu vois, il n'aura pas vraiment de réponse. C'est pour ça que quand tu lui dis, bah écoute, t'es pas obligé non plus de te rouler dans la luxure, dans le consumérisme, d'accord, t'es obligé de vivre dans un système, on t'a pas dit d'être SDF, mais quand même un manoir, fils. Un manoir, des grosses vagos, des vêtements, je sais pas combien, c'est un peu un truc de trou du cul, personne t'a forcé à faire ça, c'est pas parce que t'es dans un système capitaliste que tu peux faire ça. Évidemment, c'est ridicule, les gens qui te prennent au sérieux, c'est des gens ridicules aussi. C'est les nuls, c'est les zéros, c'est les gens déjà convaincus.
Or less made it clear that he prioritizes the aesthetics of his dogs over their ability to breathe or like the functionality of the breed. When he was dog shopping in 2023, someone told him to avoid French bulldogs because of their breathing problems. But Hasan disagreed with that advice, saying that he didn't care and that it's just a dog.
It's just such a lib ass, like, oh, dude, please don't get a Frenchie. I just read a Vox article talking about how problematic they are. Like, I don't give a I know they have breathing problems. I know they're incredibly inbred. I don't give a shit. I know. I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit. This is a dog.
Which doesn't really make any sense because if your dog has breathing problems, you will pay for those breathing problems in vet bills over time. Unless your plan is to let your dog slowly suffocate, which might be a possibility, considering he's tried to suffocate his current dog.
I think you're choking her.
So yeah, checks out. Depressingly, this type of behavior hasn't only been reserved for Kaya either. Hasan has acted this way towards his other dog, Fish. Why would you call a dog Fish? Clips have circulated showing Hasan pulling Fish by his tail, and really, we probably should have expected all of this from a man who openly advocates for political violence at every turn. As much as I don't like Hasan, I am trying to be fair in the criticism here, and as far as tail pulling goes, I have two big dogs with big long tails, and I know that if I pulled it, it would hurt them. I know that, but I'm also like, okay, well, if there was a context where something, you know, serious was happening and I needed to get them immediately, and say they were, I don't know, trying to fight with a snake or something, and I needed to get them away from the snake really quickly, but I couldn't get to their neck or, you know, to their collar or whatever, would I pull their tail? And I still don't think I would. I'd probably grab their hindquarters and pull them back just because that's meatier. I don't know. I'm not a fan of any of this. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weirdo. I just cannot see a context where I'd be pulling on my dog's tail. Even if I needed to get them for some emergency reason. I wasn't sure where else this fit, but I do want to add it into this video, and I want to come back to these damn shock collars, okay? Because I think that there is established evidence that Hasan uses them. He has shown this and admitted to it over the years. For example, during a conversation at what looks like a house party, he, along with someone else who I'm sure matters on some niche corner of the internet, discuss how a dog trainer that they know/use, I suppose, uses shock collars. Hasan indicates that it's how you can have your dog off leash.
He'll get shock collar. He'll get training to like basically be off collar. Like you don't need to ever have a leash on him.
Also, in all of this, because people on the internet are incredibly observant, to put it mildly, people went to the effort of finding specific clips that show the shock collar's remote on Hasan's desk while he is streaming when there's different angles. There's also another clip that people found where Hasan tries to subtly take a shock collar remote out of his bag, in addition to hiding it from those filming, because I guess...
Je t'ai dit, ils sont incroyables sur Internet, ils vont tout retrouver, ils vont voir la forme, ils vont pas te lâcher. En plus, t'es un streamer, trou du cul, va. T'es un streamer. T'es pas un vidéaste où tu poses juste tes vidéos, tu peux les monter, tu peux enlever les moments que t'aimes pas. T'es un putain de streamer. Faut être con. C'est pas possible.
Shock collar remote out of his bag, in addition to hiding it from those filming, because I guess these people film themselves everywhere, I don't know, while out in public with the dogs. And this makes sense given that Hasan has seemingly used these devices for years. Alright, so where does this leave all of this? And like I said, I do try to be charitable to people, even when I don't think they deserve it. Let's pretend for a moment that we are in civil court, and this whole situation is a balance of probabilities. Is it more probable that Hasan isn't very nice to his dogs? I think the answer to that is yes. Is it also probable that using shock in training collars on some dogs is kind of cruel and awful? I think that answer is also yes. This I can also attest to because we actually bought one from my little girl dog because she screams at everything and we were at our wits' end trying everything to get her to stop. And I hate to admit this, it's embarrassing, but we used it once and I hated the sound that she made, and we haven't ever done it again. So look, I understand that when you want your dog to just act right, sometimes it's, you know, people are inclined to do this type of thing to them. But, you know, for me personally, and I'm trying not to pass judgment on other people. I'm passing judgment on Hasan, but I'm not trying to pass judgment on everybody. This would not be for me. This is not something that I would want to do to my dog. It feels quite wrong. That said, there is a ton of support for shock collars, particularly among dog trainers and lots of other kinds of people. I can't unilaterally say in one direction or another if it's right or wrong, but it's...
Rappelons-le, hein, l'utilisation ou pas du collier n'est pas mise en cause. Hein. Est-ce que ça sert, est-ce que ça sert pas? Je sais pas, j'ai même pas de chien. Peut-être c'est super efficace. Hassan, c'est un menteur. Il ment comme il respire. Il ne veut pas avouer. D'accord? On s'en fout, même si après on apprend que, je sais pas, c'est une utilisation incroyable et qu'il est possible que ce soit même pour le bien du chien, pour pas qu'il fasse n'importe quoi. On s'en fout, c'est même pas la question. Ce n'est pas la question. On s'en branle de ça. Ça n'a aucune importance. Seule importance, c'est que c'est un menteur. C'est un menteur qui veut se faire passer pour gentil, qui aime bien faire croire qu'il a toute cette valeur. D'ailleurs, c'est la formule parfaite que je t'offre à toi pour détecter si quelqu'un est un dégénéré, un danger pour la société. S'il crie sur tous les toits sa vertu, à quel point il est bon et que les autres sont mauvais, il est sûrement une personne catastrophique. Même 100% du temps, ce sont des gens catastrophiques. Comme tous les mecs, tu sais, qui crient « Je suis féministe, je suis pour la cause des femmes, je suis... » Et puis on apprend qu'ils ont touché, agressé, violé, tout ce que tu veux. C'est pareil, c'est le même schéma se répète. Quand la vertu se crie là, comme ça, lui, on le lâche pas parce que c'est un mytho, c'est une merde. D'accord? C'est une merde, c'est pas sa première fois. Si ça arrivait à quelqu'un d'autre, il ferait la même chose, déjà de 1. Et de 2, c'est un menteur. Il ment. Je sais pas comment ces gens-là, il peut y avoir des gens qui croient en son mensonge. C'est quand même implacable. Tu vois, c'est ça la beauté de la chose. Il n'y a même pas besoin d'être juste, d'être vrai, d'avoir la bonne solution. En fait, il faut être suffisamment bon pour manipuler l'opinion parce que certaines personnes ne veulent que ça. Ils veulent qu'on les manipule. Ils veulent qu'on leur dise, voilà. C'est pour ça que quand ils montent le collier, je suis sûr et certain qu'il sait qu'il ne va pas convaincre ses détracteurs. Il va convaincre sa base en leur donnant des munitions de merde. Il n'y a rien, hein. Tu tires à blanc avec ça. Hein. Mais ça va leur permettre de se bagarrer dans les débats. D'accord? Et ensuite de dire c'est faux, ceci c'est pas vrai, parce qu'il l'a dit, il l'a montré. C'est ça que ça permet de faire. C'est pour eux, c'est pas pour lui. Mais c'est normal, c'est un odieux personnage.
Wrong for me. That hill I will die on. But when we are talking about Hasan and not applying this to any and all other situations, I think it's mental to shock your dog for trying to move off of its bed. I think it is insane to reportedly force your dog to stay in the same spot for hours and hours and hours on end. I think it's unhinged to act like your dog is spoiled because it's hurt and or wants attention, and I also think it's mad to use your dog as some sort of prop in the background of your live streams. And after seeing all of this, I have to come to the conclusion that Hasan probably shouldn't be allowed to have dogs. I'm sorry, he's not very nice to them. And the thing, guys, that I want you to remember is that these clips are what he's allowing you to see. How does this person act behind the scenes? It is possible in some universe that everybody has misunderstood what has gone on here and this dog isn't being mistreated in any way, but I personally don't think that's the case. And the people defending him despite the growing evidence, and I'm sure that there's so much more out there. What I've included in this video is just what people have been able to find, because I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm really not gonna go and watch hours and hours and hours of Hasan content. I'm not gonna do that to myself. Anyway, the people defending him and downplaying the behavior and denying what is right in front of their very eyes, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about these people because I don't know, I think excuse...
Bref, l'histoire c'est que c'est une merde. Nos streamers de gauche font des lives avec lui, tout ébahi, face au Master of Terrorism Apologist. Des interviews avec Jean-Luc, monsieur Jean-Luc, d'accord, pendant 1h30. C'est une merde, à plus dans le bus, abonnez-vous.